Hello friends, it's your short captain here. Today I'm excited to share about the movie 13 to 30. Get comfortable and grab a pen for notes. Jenny Ring is a 13-year-old high school student. She's friends with her neighbor Matt, also known as Beaver, and she dreams of befriending the popular girls at school. These girls call themselves the Six Chicks, and they are led by Lucy Wyman, who is nicknamed Tam Tam by her friends. One day during recess, Lucy comes up to Jenny and expresses her desire to attend Jenny's birthday party. However, she and the chicks have an essay due as a group, so they can't attend the party. Jenna offers to write the essay for them because Chris Grandy, whom she secretly has a crush on, will be there with the chicks. When Matt learns about the essay, he becomes upset. He realizes the chicks are simply using his friend. But Matt has the perfect birthday present for Jenna. Matt has had a crush on her for quite a while, and now he's created a dream dollhouse for her. Before the party, Jenna was reading fashion magazines and began to feel envious of all those established women in their 30s who weren't troubled by teenage fears. However, she is still only 13, and there's a birthday party happening in the basement of her house. Matt is the first guest to arrive, and he presents her with a dollhouse. He also brought some magic pollen that can grant any wish. But then, the other girls came next. Jenna quickly rushed over to greet them, but before doing so, she shoved Matt's gift into the closet. On her tiptoes, Jenna transformed. She attempted to mimic them and behaved rudely towards Matt. Once he was gone, Tam Tam mentioned that Chris Grandy wanted to have some alone time with her in a closet. She blindfolded Jenna and led her to the closet. Then she took Jenna's essay, and she and her friends left the scene. As they departed, Lucy informed Matt that Jenna was waiting for him to kiss her. Matt thought this was his opportunity to escape the friend zone. However, as he neared Jenna, it became clear that she was actually waiting for Chris. When Jenna saw Matt standing in front of her and noticed the popular girls had disappeared, she became extremely angry. She thought it must have been her friend who had frightened them away. Jenna retreated back into the closet, furiously banging her back against the racks of clothes, wishing desperately to be 30 years old. Suddenly, magic pollen fell from the dollhouse, and in the next instant, Jenna found herself waking up as an adult. Shocked to discover she now had breasts, Jenna noticed a peculiar half-naked man in her apartment and attempted to flee. Are you naked? Well, not yet. Grabbing the first thing she could get her hands on, she sprinted out into the street, where she was met by a grown-up Tam Tam. Jenna didn't recognize her though. Lucy told her they were friends and worked together, then drove her to the editorial office of Pose magazine, which Jenna had been reading since she was a kid. It turned out that she and Tam Tam had become editors of that magazine and were in good standing there. Her friend's strange behavior didn't surprise Lucy. She decides that Jenny is just hungover. When they got to the briefing room, their boss, Richard Nyland, announced that their competitors at Sparkle magazine had stolen their idea from them again. They'd been stealing their headlines and articles for a while now, and as a result, belt sales were dropping while Sparkle's audience was growing. When Nyland approached Jenny, she simply ran off to her office. Here, her secretary Arlene came to her and gave her Matt's address. Jenna asked her to track down her childhood friend because he was the only one who could help her in this situation. She couldn't reach her parents because they were away on vacation, and Matt was the closest person to her after her parents during her high school years. Jenna arrives at Matt's house and realizes that he hasn't been a beaver for a long time. Now he's grown huge, like the Hulk. True, the old friend does not immediately recognize her. After all, they have not communicated for many years. The last time they had a normal conversation was at 1987, her 13th birthday party. Jenna explains that she doesn't remember anything from that day and asks Matt to help. He calms her down and walks her home. There they look through an old scrapbook, and it turns out that all of young Jenna's dreams have come true. Not only did she become one of the Six Chicks, but she took over as their leader. She also became prom queen and got there with Chris Grandy. Realizing that she truly had a wonderful life, Jenna calmed herself down, and then Matt left. She was informed that there was going to be a party thrown by the train that evening, and she would get to ride there in a luxurious limo. Jenna took her time to prepare herself thoroughly. While taking the elevator down, she encountered a neighbor girl who was 13 years old, and they quickly became friends. When Jenna finally arrived at the party, they immediately spotted the editor-in-chief of Sparkle and even had a little fight with them. However, even that didn't manage to help liven up the party. As soon as the clock struck 11, people started to disperse. Nyland was feeling desperate, so Jenna, who was a bit tipsy, decided to try and fix the situation. She approached the DJ and requested the Michael Jackson song they had all danced to back in '87. She began dancing by herself. The guests seemed in no rush to join her. Then Jenna noticed Matt, whom she had invited to the party earlier that afternoon, and she pulled him onto the dance floor with her. The two of them totally rocked out in that 80s style, and the crowd gradually gathered around to join in on the fun. Matt, however, quickly left the scene, but that didn't really matter because the party was already coming alive and everyone was having a great time. Jenna started to really enjoy her adult life. She and Lucy spent more time hanging out together, and one day, Jenna even found the courage to approach a cute teenager. True to the tam-tam, she was pulled down the street. That's when they ran into Matt. It turns out he's planning to marry Wendy soon, and he'll be moving to Chicago, where she currently works. Admittedly, Matt wasn't too excited about the prospect of moving. Then, that naked man from her apartment approached Jenna. Now he was dressed. It was Alex Carlson, the famous athlete she was dating. Alex dragged Jenna to his place, hoping for intimacy, but Jenna was more into board games. Do you want to play Battleship? Battleship? Oh, okay. Deciding she was just breaking down, Alex gave her a striptease, which scared the hell out of Jenna. She ran away from her beau. When she found herself once more sitting at the planner, Nyland told her that the magazine's management was mandating a complete revamp. It was the only strategy to increase sales and surpass Sparkle. Everyone was frightened because the necessity for a revamp indicated that things were going quite poorly for them. Jenna, however, is the only one who receives the news with enthusiasm. She understands that this is an opportunity to transform the belt, to improve it, and to escape from the stale stamps. Nyland recommends that Jenna collaborate with Lucy to draft a remodeling project. Shortly after, Jenna notices that Lucy, behind her back, decides to create her own project to bypass her friend and secure a more advantageous position on the magazine's editorial board. Jenna comes to the realization that she has been living her life wrongly all these years. She lacks genuine friends, is not well liked at work, leads a promiscuous lifestyle, does not communicate with her parents, and has had a falling out with Matt.